Hey guys, it's Iceman. Happy New Year. I'll be uploading this on New Year's Eve. So today I've just got some post commentary battles. I don't have uh, I'm not doing Showdown live this time, just because this video was a bit last minute. So I have a couple of replays here. One is against Gunson, who uploads every Monday. The other is a ladder match. I had to do suspect ladder again this week because for some reason the OU ladder still isn't up. And I actually have an interesting team because my team are all potential mega evolutions. Like every Pokemon on my team is a potential mega evolution. And while I do use this team in the battle, I never actually get to Mega Evolve. But the Mega Pokemon is Tyranitar. So, just so you know that. And you'll probably be able to tell because you'll see it on the... Or I guess you won't, but my Mega is Tyranitar. Unfortunately, I didn't get to use it in either of these battles, but both of these battles are pretty good, so I figured I'd use them anyway. And we're just going to get right into the first battle. So I am the one over far away. I send out Manectric here and I go for the Hidden Power Ice, thinking I predicted him. I forgot for some reason that Landorus T runs Scarf all the time. So I go out into Slowbro figuring nothing he has wants to take a Scald except for Sylveon, but he goes to his T-Tar and I know he's going to try to go for the Pursuit here, so I decide to stay in and get another Scald off. Really hoping I get the burn, and as a matter of fact, I do get the burn. So that's great, because now even if I do switch out, his Pursuit won't hit me. But just to scout what he does, to see his moveset, I decide to slack off, and he actually reveals that he has mixed T-Tar with Thunderbolt. So this is a good thing I stayed in, because it's good to know that he's mixed T-Tar. I decided to just stay in because I can take a T-Bolt. I have the Regenerator, so I just go for a Scald, and the burn should finish him off. And that is going to be the end of his Tyranitar. He's going to send out Latios, and I wasn't sure what to expect. I was kind of expecting a Draco Meteor, so I went out to Gardevoir, but he actually goes for the Energy Ball, which still isn't going to do crap. Now, this is a Scarfed Gardevoir, and I figure he's going to switch to Sylveon. So I go for the trick to trick a Choice Scarf onto that Sylveon, get his leftovers, and then now I know that he is specially defensive since he tried to switch in on a potential Moonblast or Hyper Voice, so I'm going to go for the Psyshock. And for some reason, he goes for a Psyshock of its own, I guess predicting, Heracross or something? I don't know. And he's going to switch because Sylveon doesn't want to take another Psyshock, so I get a Psyshock off on his Lando T, and that's going to be awesome because it takes out 50%, and I don't have something that can really match this Scarf Lando T. So I'm going to go out into Sableye. He will just knock me off, and I'm going to go for the burn. He goes back out into Sylveon, which probably was the right play. He didn't really want to take a burn with anything else other than Latios. Gliscor especially didn't. I'm going to go back out into Gardevoir, but this time he's going to Hyper Voice, and that's going to knock me down to really low health. Now, even though he was Scarfed, I figured the best thing I could do here was sack my Gardevoir, but luckily I was still faster because he probably had no speed investment, even with the Choice Scarf, and I have max speed investment. So I'm really glad that I don't lose my Gardevoir here because it comes in handy. He's going to go for the Toxic on my Slowbro and miss. That's really unfortunate. Right here, I accidentally Magic Coat. I'm thinking, oh, he's going to Toxic again, and I use Magic Coat to bounce it back, not realizing he's already poisoned. I'm an idiot. And he would like the poison anyway. So I go for the Scald. And then the Protect is really obvious, so I do go for the Slack Off. And here I'm thinking, okay, I can outstall this Gliscor. So he switches, but I don't really have anything to do to Latios, so I just decide to go for a Scald. Because Scald is Gallade and his Landorus do not want to take it. So I'm going to go out into Sableye and take the Energy Ball as expected. That's all his Latios used all game. I'm assuming he was choiced or something. So I'm going to recover on the switch in. That is going to help Sableye out a lot. And now I'm going to go out to Gardevoir, and I'll tell you why. Because I predicted the Toxic, And with Trace, I traced Poison Heal. And I knew that I had the leftovers from Sylveon, so I figured, hey, I could get this Gardevoir back in the game. And he protects, which honestly is really nice for me, because, you know, now I'm at like 70%. I was at 30% 2 turns ago. And then I see Moonblast actually does, like, a whole ton of damage. And it does over 50%. So I know I can stall him out again. And he decides to sack off his Lando T to take that Moonblast. And here's where I'm really glad I switched in and traced that Poison Heal, predicting the Toxic, because I have enough health here to live a Shadow Sneak. And I knew he had Shadow Sneak, but I didn't want to switch just in case he predicted the T-Tar or went for a Swords Dance or something. I figured I could win without Gardevoir. So now out comes Latios, and I am going to preserve the Gardevoir just because I don't have that many special attackers other than Slowbro, and he's poisoned, and I want something to deal with the Gliscor. So I'm going to recover here, and knowing that he's in a hopeless situation, he doesn't want to really go through a stall war. He just runs, which is perfectly respectable because I pretty much had that battle won, and it would have just been kind of stalling. Me stalling out the Latios, and then his Gliscor trying to stall me to no avail. That's how it would have went. So, perfectly reasonable forfeit. The battle was over. It just saved us both time. And now I am going to use the same team against my man Gunson. And we'll get right into that. So this time I am right where I should be. And he's going to lead with his Landorus. And I'm going to lead with my Manectric again. But this time I know he's not Scarfed. I know he doesn't like Scarf Landorus. So I go for a Hidden Power Ice. But he actually lives it. So I don't know. This is Expert Belt Manectric. I might have to switch that for like choice specs. But I already have dual Scarfers. Speaking of Scarfers, here's one of them right here. Heracross. I decided to go for a knockoff because that's a safe choice for any poke. And getting rid of his leftovers, I am going to go out into Sableye. Now, the problem with Sableye is my Sableye is specially defensive, and the reasoning for that is because I run Will-O-Wisp. So, you know, I like to burn people, and then I can take special attacks. But when I'm switching in, it's kind of frail. So I'm going to go for the taunt here, just to keep him from setting up spikes, and he actually predicts that and goes for the Icicle Spear. So that was a clever way to get up one layer of spikes, because I thought he was an offensive Cloyster because he was running Icicle Spear. And then he got that extra damage by making me think that he's going to keep going for spikes and taunting him. So that was a really good play from Gunson. I am just going to burn this Breloom. I have no idea why he sent this thing out. He really confused me with this Breloom because, as you can see, I'm just going to try to stall it with Will-O-Wisp, which is inefficient, but it works a lot. As long as he doesn't keep getting like 4 and 5 hits, I should be able to stall it. And here I think he does get... He either gets 4 or 5, but it wouldn't have even mattered if he had 5 with the burn. Yeah, it hits 4 times. So now, and only now, does he decide to use Spore. I didn't know he had Spore. I didn't think he had Spore. I thought he was like Choice Banded or something, except he would have wrecked me if he was Choice Banded. So I didn't know what he was, but I figured he didn't have Spore because he didn't use it right away. But right there, he used it. So I'm going to stay in, and he's actually going to reveal that his Gengar is running Dazzling Gleam. So that is a dead Sableye. I can't switch out because the spikes will kill me. I don't have a Spinner or Fogger on this team. I am going to wake up and recover, but it's not going to be enough to live another Dazzling Gleam. So here, I think I go out to... Oh, I go out to Heracross. That's right, because I'm Scarfed. And I go for the knockoff, knocking off his choice specs, which shows why he did so much damage to me. And now he's going to go out into Heatran. Heatran makes a ton of sense. I think he pretty much knows that I'm not Mega Cross at this point. He knows out of these 6 Pokemon, Cross is not my Mega. So I'm going to go to T-Tar, and my plan here was to Stone Edge him. Just because I was messing with him. He really wanted to know my Mega. And then I was going to Mega Evolve next turn and Earthquake him, but he crits me with the Flash Cannon. So he didn't get to know, and it drove him crazy. But he knows now. if he watches this video. So I'm going to go out to Heracross, get the close combat, and here I think he played this wrong. His Landorus T was at like 13%, so that wouldn't have really helped him, but I think he definitely could have gone out to Mega Altaria here to force out my Heracross, and it would have been a much closer battle. But instead, he decided to send out like all his lower health Pokemon, though that Breloom almost did kill me. So I don't exactly understand his reasoning for that, but I am pretty much just going to sweep with Scarf Moxicross. I love Scarf Moxicross, guys. I think I used it on my other team too, but it is one of my favorite Pokemon to use competitively. So that is going to be the game, I think. Oh, I don't think I live, actually. I think he lives this +3 close combat. This +3 stab close combat. I'm pretty sure he just lives it. Yeah. Because he resists, because he's fairy type. Then he's going to hit me up with a Moonblast, and then I think I just go out to Gardevoir and Psyshock him. So, good games, 2 Gunson. Or good game, I guess. But, yeah, good game to Gunson, good game to the other guy I played. And, hopefully, you know, I will see you guys next week. And check out, I don't know if there's a live stream tomorrow because it's New Year's, but if there is, check out our live stream, twitch.tv/dadmart. The A's are 4s. And that's it. See you guys.